Hi everyone, Olivia here from Manchester Unity, and today I'm joined by Sofian from Shaking Minds, and we're going to be doing another video on this wellness series. Today we're going to be covering more about money stress and how you can change unwanted financial behaviours. So before we begin, Sofian, would you like to introduce yourself for those who might be joining us for the first time?
Sure. Hi, everyone. My name is Sofian, and I'm the founder of Shaking Minds. So, like Olivia said, I'm really happy to have you guys today to take you on board on one of our how to change our financial behavior. And so, I hope that you've seen the previous videos, and we're going to dig more and more into how to get your life a bit better on track.
Fantastic, thank you. Right, let's get straight into it. So firstly, as a coach, why do you think it's relevant or important for people to change or even look at their financial behaviors and how that can affect their life?
Well, what I see quite a lot with all of the clients that I'm working with is most of them come to me for a financial reason. Like finance is really one of the top three reasons why people will come to me for coaching. So when I have discussion with them and I try to understand what's wrong about the finances that they have, we're really looking about the financial behavior. What I realized over time is that although when I started, I had that kind of assumption that the more money you make, the more comfortable you should be. I actually quickly realized that that wasn't the case at all. So I had some clients, they were doing, for example, 6 digit number every single month. So they were doing pretty well, but still they weren't happy with how they manage their money. And when we had a look at how they spend and so where the money goes and all of that, I realized that there was like a huge issue when it comes to their financial behavior. So what we decide to do, and as the importance of looking at the financial behavior, is to be able to analyze if it's a healthy one or not. Same as if you have like food behavior, you want to have a look and say, is that a healthy one or not? So because people come to me and they say they're not happy with their finances, I know that it's not what they have at the moment doesn't work. So we need to dig slowly, piece by piece, on how we can change that. What are they doing right now, and what can we make differently for them to be happier?
Okay, so how do you identify what's a healthy versus an unhealthy relationship with your finances?
Well, it will all depends of if you prefer what is the long-term goal. If we keep the idea, like I was saying about the food behavior, for example, does someone will say, "Hey, I want to lose weight," but when we have a look at the food behavior, we're going to realize that it's not in line with what they want to achieve at the end of the day. So if we compare that to financial behavior, maybe people will have a certain objective, which could be, oh, I want to have money to go on holidays whenever I want. I want to have money to buy a house. I want to buy money to have a new car. Or it could be simply like, I want to have enough money to not feeling tight at the end of the month, not having the impression that I'm always at zero or in overdraft. So once we see that, we realize that, okay, there's a flag right there, there's a red flag right there. We need to have a look at what's going on and how we're going to make that happen. So with this, if we go piece by piece and we start to have a look where I'm spending my money on, we're going to be able to say, well, I don't think that this is actually very healthy, while this will actually be healthy. So what is healthy and not healthy? Healthy will be something that is unnecessary, spending money on something that we don't need, that is not crucial if you prefer, and healthy will be the money that we cannot escape. In the previous video, we already talked a little bit about this, about like, oh, for example, you cannot skip the rent, you cannot skip certain bills and all of that. But the number of time where you're going to go out and, go to the restaurant, or how many times you're going to buy a pair of shoes or that type of things, this will be the unhealthy behavior. Now, what we're going to look at is, are these unhealthy behavior in line with your long-term goal? Yes or no? If they're not, then they're going to be defined as unhealthy behavior.
Okay, when someone comes to you and is looking to fix their finance or their financial behavior, is there a process that you go through to help them change their behaviors, or does it differ depending on what people earn?
It will be kind of a case by case, right? But so the first thing that I really like to do is really to say, okay, let's make a list of what is very important for you to spend that you cannot escape, and what is it that you're spending on, like, things that are not so important. Based on this, we're going to be able to put a certain amount. So if you prefer, we're going to be able to say, X is the amount of money that you receive every month or fortnight if you prefer, then based on X, I can say that 60% of X is going to be for important thing, a healthy thing, but then 40% of X is going to be on something that is unhealthy. So I'm going to be able to say, well, you have 40% of your salary that you are wasting, if I could say so, on things such as restaurant and all of that and so on. What I'm going to ask, the question that I will ask them for following this will be like, is it necessary to spend that much money? Because remember that the first reason they're coming to me is because they're not happy, because they don't feel they have enough money at the end of the month. So basically for me, it's just to underline the fact that if they were changing how much unhealthy money they're spending, they would actually have more spare money that they could invest in something different.